I'm at a point right now in my life where there's a lot I know that I want to tell people. It's a lot of things that I want to teach, but I'm afraid. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm scared because I got 4 grandchildren, and I got children. I've had motherfuckers come at me on some, oh, you should do this type, and I was like, what? Man, what the? I do that? That make no sense. I view that as being inhuman. I view that as I would never do that. If you look at music now, if you look at the world in general, from what I see, the balance is right now. If there's a such thing as evil, and there's a such thing as good, with this hand being good and this hand being evil, then fucking evil's up here and goods. Wait, no, goods up here and evil's outweighing it. Like,
do you think he's overdosed?
Most definitely. We definitely would want those people to be brought to justice if they are the ones who, supplied the drugs. They're money hungry and they're killing people and they know it. And I think it's like premeditated murder, and I think they deserve to.
In a shocking interview that has since been leaked, Coolio talked about some scary things that happened behind the scenes in the music business at those so-called freak-off parties. He even said something about a much darker part that had to do with Jay Z and Diddy. If you liked Coolio, you may remember that he wasn't afraid to say what he thought and criticize the business. In fact, Coolio was honest in a few interviews right before he died, saying things that most artists wouldn't dare say. In order to advance his career, he told the dirty truths about the business and how he felt pressured to do certain things with other guys. To be clear, Coolio never agreed to any of those things. But after he turned down those offers, his career went in a very bad direction, and he was arrested and jailed several times for violations. But that's not all. People who knew Coolio well said that he was going to reveal a lot more details about the freak-off parties. He allegedly had a list of names and was ready to reveal everything about Jay Z and his puppet masters in addition to Diddy. In fact, Coolio said in one of his last interviews that he was apprehensive about disclosing all of his information to the world, but he was worried for his family, not for himself, and he admitted that he was truly concerned that if he spoke too much, these powerful people may target his kids. Now fast forward to September 2022, when Coolio passed away sadly. Fans don't believe the official explanation, which was an accidental OD, as we've seen in numerous previous cases. Even Coolio's son has openly stated his suspicions about his father's death and called for the case to be reopened by the police.
They are the ones who, supplied the drugs. They're money hungry and they're killing people and they know it. And I think it's like premeditated murder, and I think they deserve to go to prison and rot in there.
Can I ask you about the last time you saw him? What was he like?
He was doing well, like he was healthy, he raced the high school kids, beat them. Everybody probably ran like a 40, 50-yard dash, maybe, we all raced. I won, of course, but but he beat everybody else.
And is that why this is quite difficult? Because did it just feel unfair that he should still be here?
I felt that the way it happened, like it was my birthday. I feel like, I don't know, that was deep, like damn, I know he didn't do that to me today, that was my first initial thought when they said that. I'm just telling my friend, like, I know they lying, like, here, just talk to him. Like, I know they lying, like, this can't be true.
Since we've seen this same narrative play out with other celebrities who began speaking out against the industry, many are now wondering if Coolio was indeed removed to silence him. Since Coolio was apparently intending to expose Diddy and Jay Z for some dubious acts, several fans are now conjecturing that they were both involved in his silence. However, this is what makes the whole thing even more unsettling. Leaked video allegedly showed Coolio in apparent discomfort, as if he was holding something back just before he passed away. According to several admirers, he looked to be under duress, possibly even coerced into doing something against his will. Given how outspoken Coolio was about exposing the business, this video has further strengthened rumors that he was suppressed. Was Coolio indeed removed because he meant to mention Diddy and Jay Z? Is this another instance of a famous person having too much knowledge and suffering the consequences? Let's analyze it.
So if somebody's after me or if somebody's watching me, then they know enough about me to know that I have no fear. So, it just confirms that what I said was true. I do have a fear of them hurting my family. So I'm quiet about certain things. I don't talk about everything I know.
Despite Coolio's reputation for being honest and refusing to play the industry's games, some important guys in the field still approached him because of his demeanor. Coolio says that these men told him that in order to advance, he would have to fulfill specific requirements. Several months prior to his passing, Coolio talked openly in a 2022 interview with Hip Hop Uncensored about how industry leaders thought he didn't quite fit in with their group, but still pushed him to do some weird stuff.
How was it in the music industry? That whole conversation about the gatekeepers real, you know, the rituals, things people got to do, blood sacrifice thing. You know, I don't know if you got into all that, but can you kind of go there, being as though you were in the belly of the beast in the music industry?
I've read about all of that, and I only can say my truth. And you would think that with the height of success that I had and the things I was able to do, the amount of records I sold, and actually the amount of, I don't want to say political power, but the amount of social power that I was able to achieve, you would think that I would be a prime candidate for this, just to be, so we could call it something, to be a member of the Illuminati or a member of the elite society or whatever. You would think that they would come at me, and I think they did it sideways though. Nobody never got at me directly and said, we want you to join us and we're doing this. That's never happened. But I will tell you, I've had motherfuckers come at me on some weirdo shit, like on some gay shit. I've had motherfuckers come at me on some, oh, you should do this type shit. And I was like, what? Man, why the fuck would I do that? That make no sense. I view that as being inhuman. I view that as, I would never do that. So, and then right when there was some things that I was trying to do that I felt were important, things that I felt would help other people.
What's even more bizarre is that Coolio claimed that after rejecting these offers, things quickly went south. In addition to claiming that he was imprisoned for trivial offenses, Coolio acknowledged that he was really worried for his family's safety if he spoke his worries about those proposals.
Went to jail for some bullshit. Got convicted. Well, not necessarily convicted, but because I didn't do no real time, but little happening, you know? And I didn't even address this really, because who the when you know, and when you're a celebrity, bro, when something happens, whether it's true or it's not true, once it's been said, for most people it's true. Because people don't do research to find out if something is true about a person or not. Whatever they hear, they deem it to be truth. So I didn't go hard on, oh, I didn't do that, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. It never happened. I just let the down, continued on my life. Also, I'm at a point right now in my life where there's a lot of shit I know that I want to tell people. It's a lot of things that I want to teach, but I'm afraid. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm scared because I got 4 grandchildren. And I got children that are in this world. I got people I care about. And I got people that I care about that don't necessarily believe what I believe.
Yeah.
And I'm not, I have no fear of death. And I think that those that would oppose my beliefs, they've probably done enough. If somebody's after me or if somebody's watching me, then they know enough about me to know that I have no fear of death. So killing me don't mean shit. It just confirms that what I said was true. But I do have a fear of them hurting my family. So I'm quiet about certain things. I don't talk about everything I know because I don't want nobody in my family to be hurt. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nothing to happen to my people. And if I owe them anything, I owe that to them. I owe them their lives, to be able to live their life and not be subjected to any type of harm because of something I did or said. It's already happened once. My oldest son did some time in prison, and he shouldn't have. It was his first offense. And I was going to court, and I seen people having cases that were way worse than his, and not even being their first offense, and them getting off. And they didn't have a better lawyer than he had. Some of them had fucking PDs, but they got off because, whether they got off or not, it didn't matter to the world now. But by them doing what they did to my son, it made me kind of shut the fuck up. I stopped talking about what I was talking about at that time because I felt like I was being, listen, I could be making this in my head. It could be something. I realized that I will never know whether it's true or not. But just to make sure that it didn't happen again, I backed off. And now let me say, when I backed off, shit stopped happening. So I'm more inclined to believe that maybe I was right. Like I said, I can't say if it's true or not, but like I said, those things stopped happening to me. That kind of happened to me. I stopped getting them weird messages. I stopped getting them weird emails. I stopped having that feeling of being watched. You know what I mean? So, it's what it is. But at the same time, I often wonder why if people get on the internet and they say just for attention, or they make up so that people will want to listen to what they have to say. And I bet you in at least 70, 85%, 70 to 80% of the times, they're doing it to get some attention.
Okay.
And then 10% of the time, people are telling the truth. I've seen some crazy, bro. I seen some like, wow. I seen some and we go, what the? Is this really happening right now?
When questioned if he truly thought that speaking up could put him or his family in danger, Coolio acknowledged that he did. He added, though, that he felt obligated to speak the truth about problems that people needed to know about because he was a public figure.
Is the reason why your voice is in danger? Like, is you speaking out?
Say it one more time.
You being the celebrity that you are, and you being having the platform that you do, and your word obviously getting to masses and speaking somewhat to power. Is that the threat that comes to you, and it's the threat that is to them? Like, is your celebrity the reason why you feel as though you can't speak, and your family's life could potentially be in danger? Is that the reason? So in itself, is it a gift and a curse?
Yeah. I've always been of the belief that if you have the opportunity to reach that many people, then you have the obligation to give them something that they need. Now, with music, it's people what they need, because people hate. Most people don't like what they need. People like what they want. So I tried to mix it up. I tried to give people some of what they wanted, some of what they needed. I tried to create this balance. So that's why I came out with the records the way I came out with them. I do some fun, try to do some heavy fun. That was my belief. I felt that was my obligation to the listeners, or to my core fan base. I had the obligation to say something that they could use in their life on a daily basis to help them. not just do some that was fun, or do some that was funny, or do some that was gangster. It was I had to do some real too. So, and a lot of people don't give a. All they do is give people what they want. And if you look at music now, if you look at the world in general, from what I see, the balance is up right now. If there's a such thing as evil, and there's a such thing as good, with this hand being good and this hand being evil, then fucking evil's up here and goods. Wait, no, goods up here and evil's outweighing it like a mother. Evil is right now. And from I mean, I don't know what y'all see. From what I see, evil is winning right now, and music is part of that. Music influences people, and I don't hear nobody say. A lot of people try to say, "Oh, it's not my responsibility to teach your children," or it's not. What I say don't matter. You know what I'm saying? I say what the I want to say, and blah 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 blah. That's the bull. That's bull. What you say, especially if you're as popular as a Eminem or a 50 Cent or a Kendrick Lamar or a Coolio, a Ice Cube, if you're that popular, then what you say has some bearing and some merit. And these children, people's children and grandchildren are listening to what you have to say. And from my point of view, it's your responsibility to give them some of what they need. And that's how I feel about it.
On April 24th, 2022, Coolio was interviewed on the Hip Hop Uncensored show. 5 months later, on September 28th, he was found dead from an alleged OD on the floor of a friend's restroom. You may dismiss this as a conspiracy idea right away, but it does make you question why so many people who reveal the bad aspects of the company wind up in the same situation. The situation with Coolio only becomes more dubious when you consider the mysterious post he made on social media soon before he passed away. A few days prior to his death on September 25th, Coolio shared one of his last Instagram pictures, which had him sitting at a desk with his back to the camera while wearing a baseball cap. "What am I doing?" shows in the description, which also includes hashtags like guess, thoughts, and say anything. Coolio suggested that he was still making music and performing until his last days by tagging his location as a CL Live in Austin, Texas. Some admirers, however, interpreted this statement as Coolio's declaration that he was prepared to write down what he knew about the industry. Back then, there were even rumors that Coolio was writing an open book about his experiences in the music business. Additionally suspicious is the fact that Coolio had several upcoming shows planned at the time of his death, and those close to him say he was in excellent condition and sober. Unfortunately, Coolio was found unconscious on the toilet floor of a friend's house in Los Angeles on September 28, 2022. Coolio died from an accidental OD, according to the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office. However, first responders declared him dead upon arriving.
We're learning the cause of death for Grammy-winning rapper Coolio. The 59-year-old was found unresponsive at a friend's Los Angeles home last September. The rapper's family was informed today he died from a fentanyl dose. His manager says Coolio also had traces of heroin and in his system. Coolio, whose real name is Artist Leon Ivy Jr., was so known for that 1995 single Gangsta's Paradise. His 1994 debut album titled It Takes a Thief also scored a top 10 hit with the single Lakeside. The rapper's children plan to honor their father in a future documentary and film project.
Fans, however, thought that Coolio's abrupt death was extremely odd, and many noted that Coolio is not the first famous person to start criticizing the business and then pass away without warning. But that's not all. Over one of his last interviews, Coolio admitted that he had seen some unsettling things over his career, which he felt the public should be aware of. He acknowledged, nevertheless, that he was worried for his kids' safety after disclosing these things. Coolio had just discussed the dangers of revealing what he knew, thus the timing of his death seemed more than a bit dubious. This was quickly noticed by hip-hop culture, and fans began to wonder whether Coolio's death was indeed an accident or if it was more related to the secrets he intended to reveal in his rumored tell-all book. In the meantime, fans are drawing comparisons between Coolio's situation and that of the late, great DMX, who likewise went away unexpectedly after exposing not only Diddy and Jay Z, but the entire business and the real power brokers behind the scenes.
He was on an interview where he said there's a lot of things he wants to speak about. However, because he wants to protect himself, his family, and friends, he can't speak on it. Watch this.
I'm at a point right now in my life where there's a lot I know that I want to tell people. There's a lot of things that I want to teach, but I'm afraid. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm scared because I got 4 grandchildren, and I got children that are in this world. I got people I care about, and I got people that I care about that don't necessarily believe what I believe, and I have no fear of it. And I think that those that would oppose my beliefs, they've probably done enough. If somebody's after me or if somebody's watching me, then they know enough about me to know that I have no fear. So, you know me, it just confirms that what I said is true. I do have a fear of them hurting my family. So I'm quiet about certain things. I don't talk about everything I know.
What do you think it was that Coolio knew that could potentially cause harm to him and who he loves, since he's a very famous rapper? Let me know your thoughts on this.
Once again, Jay Z is in the news for all the wrong reasons. And this time, VV Gotti has revealed the truth by accusing Jay of disparaging the famous DMX. But there's more to this story than meets the eye, so keep your hats on. Some others think that Jay may have joined forces with his mentor, music entrepreneur Lyor Cohen, in an attempt to take out DMX. You heard correctly, literally take him out.
The first meeting I ever had, I was like, we gotta sign DMX, and they laughed at me. Jay and Dame did not believe in DMX. Jay would be like, you think he's better than me?
Did you actually invent the 360 deal yourself?
I wouldn't say I invented the 360 deal. Is what I needed to do. Everybody has the ability to sign a contract and to roll with whomever they want to roll. To roll with me, I needed to have more skin in the game.
Fans are now criticizing Jay Z, saying that his alleged undercutting of fellow black artists is inconsistent with his supposed dedication to the black community. To make matters worse, there are rumors that Jay Z may have helped plan DMX's demise with the aid of influential people in the music business, such as his mentor Lyor Cohen. As you can see, DMX wasn't afraid to reveal the dubious practices of the elite. He also asserted, and he wasn't using a metaphor, that a number of rappers were basically bending over for their record company executives.
I was no longer focused on the money. I never felt like this. I later found out that he laced the blood with crack. Why would you do that to a child?
There's more though. VV Gotti then makes some bombshell claims of his own. He is out here saying that Jay Z may have planned against DMX behind his back and had a great deal of hatred for him. Hold on to your hats, because Irv himself had a run-in with Jay Z that resembles something from a criminal movie, if that wasn't enough drama. Rumor has it that Jay and his supposed accomplice, Diddy, framed Irv for a crime he didn't even commit by reporting him to the federal government. Why? According to rumors, Irv and many other black music moguls were trying to stave off the culture vultures by forming an all-black music distribution outfit. But it's said that Lyor Cohen and Clive Davis, Diddy's and Jay Z's teachers, weren't happy about this power grab and came up with a plan to stop Irv's idea. However, what is the truth behind Irv's claims that Jay was involved in a plot against DMX? Furthermore, is there any concrete proof that Jay and Lyor Cohen are going to kill X? Let's examine everything.
Saying they the record label executives, and it's like there's too much of that going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me be me. Let me be the artist that I am and just play my music. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Now they want you all up under this, sitting at going to dinner with them and like that.
Have you noticed that anyone who has the audacity to provide information about Diddy and Jay Z always ends up either dead or classed as crazy? The famous DMX is one example. According to rumors, DMX attempted to expose Diddy and Jay Z for allegedly plotting against their fellow black artists with the help of white label owners. X told the truth about Diddy in a previously leaked interview, accusing